This is Mr. McFly. He is a manager with a big staff problem. His 3 employees are just not performing as well as he had expected or hoped. Take a look at employee 1, who was recruited using a GMA test. She performs very well in complex tasks that are irrelevant to the job. Employee 2 was recruited using an unstructured interview. She is lacking of the knowledge and skills that are necessary to perform well in her job. Now, look at employee 3, who was recruited using a personality test. She is hard-working and conscientious, but also lacking of the knowledge and skills to perform well.
Where did I go wrong? They all performed so well in the recruitment test.
Needless to say, this manager needs to hire new employees. But what selection methods should he use this time?
Whoa, who are you?
You can call me Doc Brown. Here, come with me. I can show you how to solve your problem.
Okay. Where are we going?
We're going back to 2005 to show you where you went wrong when you first hired your employees. Well, McFly, let's start at the very beginning. Did you define the job role properly?
No. I guess I have to make the job appear to be easier, so, people tend to like easier things.
To select the right candidate for any job, a job analysis must first be conducted. Defining the specific role is very important to highlight what knowledge, skills, abilities, and other characteristics the right candidate should have, and also what selection methods are appropriate to use. Job analysis is especially useful in specifying whether the candidate is expected to have the essential knowledge, skills, and abilities before selecting into the job.
Now let's look at how you hired candidate number 1.
Hi candidate 1. Hi Lucy. I'm going to give you a GMA test today.
According to a research by Hunter and Schmidt in 1998, GMA tests have a high predictive validity of 0.51. Moreover, previous research suggests that a number of mental capacities can be inferred from the results of a GMA test, including reasoning, problem-solving, abstract thinking, complex comprehension, and quick learning.
Thank you. Lucy, you did better in many components, but you scored very badly in verbal. So, I'm sorry, you're not chosen. Candidate 1, congratulations, you've got a job.
Thank you. However, the major concern of using GMA tests is the problem of adverse impact, which would affect the racial composition of the applicant pool. Hence, culture-free, non-verbal tests of GMA are recommended, namely the general ability measures for adults.
Other than adverse impacts, you also can't tell if someone is dedicated to the job and hardworking just using a GMA test. That's why you need to use other selection methods as well. Now let's look at how you hired candidate number 2.
Hi candidate 2. I'm going to interview you today.
Okay.
So, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, well, you're so young. Do you have any siblings?
There are 2 types of interviews, structured and unstructured. The ones demonstrated above is an unstructured interview, which is less formal and does not consist of standardized questions to be asked. On the other hand, structured interviews are more formal. They consist of standardized questions that are designed based on job analysis with a standardized method of scoring candidates' responses. Therefore, a structured interview is more costly, but more valid. According to Schmidt et al., the predictive validity of a structured and unstructured interview is 0.51 and 0.38 respectively.
See where you went wrong here? You didn't use a structured interview. And no matter what type of interview you use, you need to be careful when using interviews, as it won't tell you anything about the person other than what they tell you. And what they tell you is just what they want you to hear.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm so impressed by her confidence in presenting herself. And she even reminds me of someone I know who have become brilliant as they get older.
And that's no sign that she's going to become brilliant herself.
Yeah, and seriously, she looks tall to me.
So on to candidate number 3. Pay attention to what aspects of work were missed in this selection method.
Hi, I'm candidate 3.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's proceed. So, candidate 3, I'm going to give you a personality test today.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Personality tests have been shown to have moderate predictive validity, but only certain personality traits actually lead to predictions about work outcomes. There are always going to be some people who may have a perfect work ethic and personality but simply aren't able to fulfill the requirements of the job for other reasons. Swider and Zimmerman in 2010 found that staff members higher in neuroticism and lower in agreeableness were likely to have a higher burnout rate than others. Conscientiousness is the best predictor of job stability out of the big 5 personality traits, and the most conscientious employees have proven to be the longest lasting.
You really shouldn't have used only personality testing, as there's more to a good employee than just a good personality. Even the most conscientious and the least neurotic employee may not be perfection. So now that we've seen where you went wrong, let's go back to 2010. So, now let's go back to the present and see how things would have turned out.
So, what should I do?
Well, have you ever thought about using combinations of all these methods?
Employers rarely rely on just one selection method for their recruitment decisions. In the meta-analysis carried out by Schmidt and Hunter, it was concluded that a combination of GMA tests and an integrity test, which also measures conscientiousness, is the best predictor of later job performance, with an incremental validity of 0.65. The best combination was a GMA test with a structured interview, which had an incremental validity of 0.63. In a more recent study by Choose et al. In 2010, it was found that GMA tests would be useful with personality measures to increase the predictor of later job performance. GMA and cognitive ability tests can produce racial differences. However, combining these tests with other methods, such as personality measures, can reduce this adverse impact. There is also evidence that scores from highly structured interviews also tend to have low correlation with cognitive ability test scores, which results in a higher incremental validity of 0.66 for this pairing.
Thanks, Doctor.
You're welcome, McFly. Now remember to tell all your manager friends to use combinations of selection methods.
Yeah, sure.